Hello, my name is Paul Kulik at the Boiler Room Restaurant, chef of the Boiler Room Restaurant, and today we're going to do Confit smart chicken with Silesian dumplings. So we start with our thigh and legs. Again, we're using the organic chicken. We feel that that is a little bit thicker of skin, and that's something that you're really looking for here. We'll start by pretty generously sprinkling the bottom of this casserole dish with salt. I want to get a pretty good thin layer. And then we have a mixture here of garlic, thyme, and nutmeg. Feel free to add a little black peppercorn in there as well. We're going to sprinkle this on the bottom. This will be our aromatizer. This will kind of help infuse a little bit of aroma into the chicken. So then we have this coating the bottom, and we'll take our chicken and we'll make sure to really kind of move that chicken around there and flatten it to make sure that there's plenty of contact with that salt. We'll start again resalting the top. If you were going to add another layer of chicken, you would do sort of the same amount of salt plus maybe a half, some thyme, this thyme, garlic, nutmeg mixture, and then you would just pack the next layer of chicken right on top of that. Press that down to kind of help encourage the salt to absorb up into the meat. This is all it takes, is just a few seconds. However, now you have to wait. So wrap this, put this in the refrigerator, and come back in about 24 hours. Okay, so once you take the chicken out of the refrigerator, pull the chicken out of the pan, give it a quick rinse and pat dry. Then you can return it to the pan, or return it to a new pan, and then we're going to go ahead and pour the fat over it. And all we do is just enough to cover our chicken. Okay, so we're gonna have the chicken on the stovetop until it starts to boil. At that point, we'll go ahead and reflective side down. Tightly cover the chicken, turn it off, and as I mentioned before, we're gonna go ahead and put that in a 375-degree oven. Okay, so while you're waiting for the chicken to finish, we're gonna start the dumplings. These are Silesian dumplings, and they're known for having a little dimple in the top. Really simple ingredients. About 1 kilogram or 2 pounds of potato. We like to use Yukon Gold potato, a pinch of saffron, potato starch. That's going to be the piece that's going to keep everything together. Boil the potatoes peeled in water. So then the goal on these dumplings is about 1.5 ounces, right? About 50 grams of dough. And then you're just going to roll it until it's completely smooth. Which can take a little bit of doing, but you got to be patient. Nice and round. Nice and round. Make sure you get a nice smooth dumpling, and then we'll take our thumb, and these are little dumplings. Okay, once you have the dumplings formed, we have some salted boiling water. We'll go ahead and put the dumplings in the water. They'll float after a minute or so. Give them another 2 minutes to finish. Strain, and then we're ready to serve. So our dumplings are done, and it's been about 1.5 hours, and we're going to go ahead and pull the confit out of the oven. And then the next step, of course, is to cool it down, and it's very important to cool it down in the fat. So leave it in the fat, put it in the refrigerator, or get a chance to cool down, then put it in the refrigerator, and yet again, wait 24 hours. It's a long recipe, 2 days in advance, but well worth the wait. Okay, so we're very patient. We've waited another 24 hours, and this is what our confit looks like. The fat is completely, and this is why it's important to have an animal fat, because the fat will completely solidify, and that'll serve as a protective barrier against the meat that's inside. Okay, so as you can see, the duck fat has solidified, and in there we have our leg thigh combinations, and we're just going to pull that out of the fat. It's really down in there. So we'll pull that out, and this is where you're going to have to use your hands and get a little bit dirty. We're going to go ahead, start from the bottom side, and we're just going to go ahead and pull the meat off the bone. That's all we're doing, just pulling the meat off the bone. So here we have chicken confit after about 48 hours from the original salt. nice and pulled, and we're going to start on a saute pan. We're adding a little bit of butter. Just a little bit of butter. Our goal here is not to, we're not looking to brown the butter. We want a gentle heat. We're going to add a little bit of wine to prevent this butter from getting too hot. Whenever you're cooking with wine, just make sure that you give it enough time to, for the alcohol to cook off and kind of that wine character to integrate with everything else. Okay, so we've got our plate, and now we've got a little bit of a nice emulsified sauce, and we'll add our dumplings. We turn that, sweat this just a little bit, add a little bit of the horseradish to the cream. A little bit of our confit chicken, salt and pepper. You can add a little bit of chive for color if you like. You can add parsley if you like. We're just going to kind of keep it au naturel. Tiny little bit of lemon juice to finish, just a tiny little bit. And off we go to plate. There we are. A little bit of chives to finish. Okay, here we have Confit smart chicken, organic smart chicken with Silesian dumplings. Thanks again. Look forward to seeing you soon. For this dish, with the saffron and the confit fat and richness, I'd recommend something that has a little bit more spiciness to it. And for that, we're going to go to friuli and maybe tokai or ribula, or even if you can find it, you might enjoy a dry Riesling from Alsace or from Austria.